I wanted to ask if Pike County Judge Executive Wayne T. Rutherford, Representative Ray Jones, or Senator Ray Jones, excuse me, woo, that's a faux pas, and Representative W. Keith Hall would mind to join me up here. And I'm sure I would vote for all of them if I lived in this county and area. So, I apologize for misspeaking your title. I'm not sure which one is who.
I've been called much worse.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. And we also are live on TV. Well, probably, hopefully not live, so that would be good. But I appreciate you all being here, and that's so kind. And I know that they'll want to say a few words, but let me first say a few words about the first recipient that we have. This is recognition of a Program Coordinator of the Year. This is an individual who's exhibited a distinction in the development, implementation, and quality of a program. This recipient goes beyond the call of duty. She has a sunny disposition on life and is always happy despite her own personal difficulties. She is always available to listen to the seniors and visit them when they are homebound due to weather or illness. She works beyond her normal work hours to make sure our center is an enjoyable place to visit. As one attendee stated, coming to the center has been one of the best things I have ever done and has given me something to live for, which I can contribute to this recipient's commitment to the center and its attendees. And so it is with great pleasure that we award Ms. Carolyn Tackett of the Big Sandy Area Development Program Coordinator of the Year. Congratulations.
Oh, bless your heart.
And I tell you, this is pretty impressive, girl.
Yeah.
I might have one of these myself. They're beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you. Really, thank you. I was really surprised. I was about ready to leave, but thank you so much. So I had a phone call, so I said I'll wait. But I'm just blessed. I'm really blessed with a bunch of seniors and people like this, and then Carol Napier and Eugene. I'm blessed. That's all I can say.
Carolyn, box.
And Carolyn is the director over the Blackberry McCarr Center. Pikeville. Darn it. You know, I've worked really hard. I screwed their names up, and now I got their center wrong. So, obviously, I apologize. All right. So, on to the other recipient that these gentlemen have come to share in their day with. This is Volunteer of the Year. This is recognition of an individual who's made a significant contribution through volunteering his time in the Aging Network. This is a quote there's a quote that states, "Those who can do more, volunteer." This recipient believes in serving others. He not only served our country with great honor, but continues to serve others today, but in a different capacity. Today, he is serving and representing the most vulnerable of our population, our senior citizens and the disadvantaged. 15 years ago, this recipient saw that there was something lacking in his community of McCarr, particularly for those who were older and aging. So with great diligence, he and a group of other community members lobbied the local, county, and state governments for money to build a senior center. His perseverance paid off, and now the center is thriving and doing the work. You can find him, and during the week you can find him there doing whatever needs to be done, from driving the van, delivering meals, making repairs, and taking seniors shopping. Whatever the need is, this recipient can and will do whatever it takes to get it done. It's because of his exceptional heart for service that we award Mr. Eugene Gibbs of the Big Sandy Area Development Blackberry McCarr Center.
Brick boy.
Just don't have the blue eye.
Man, this is nice, bro.
Yeah, it is.
God bless you, pal.
Man, thank you.
It's nice.
Hey, I don't even know where to start, but I just want to say that there's a whole lot of people out here that's made it possible. A whole lot of people that's went on, because since we started our center on Blackberry at McCarr area, We've had 94 senior citizens has passed on. And if you believe like I believe, those 94 are looking down right now and said, "You believe that fat boy's still at it again?" You know, I say, "He's still at it." But I want to go back and say, for the past 8 years, I've had a great privilege of working with people like Carol Napier, which is the supervisor of our program and does a great job. And our Judge Rutherford here, who has appointed her to come on his staff to come and help us be where we are today. Because for people like this, fat boys like me not going to be standing here because we need their support. And they all know me well to know that I'm going to be there with both hands out and trying to get everything I can for the senior citizens of Pike County and anywhere else if I have involved in. I will do that. Now, for the past 14 years, I've had the great pleasure of working with Senator Jones and Representative Keith Hall, because for 14 years on and off, I've been down there in their face, on the floor of the House, on the floor of the Senate, and with my hands up and I'm sticking my tongue out and I'm waving and both hands out.
And your hand out.
And these guys has come back here because hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars has come back to Eastern Kentucky so that we can serve the people such as sitting here and the ones that's gone on that we did serve. And so this right here is something that I earned through you people, because you people respect me because I earned the respect from you. And I really appreciate an honor like this, because it just makes you want to get out here and do a little bit more. But just keep in mind, folks, if you don't have these people down in Frankfort fighting you, and as one guy said just the other night, their hearts are in Frankfort. And that's where I want their hearts to be, because they're thinking about people back here in Eastern Kentucky to make it possible for us to have the nice senior citizen centers. And I'm so proud to be associated with 8 senior citizen centers in Pike County. Judge Rutherford started these years ago in the 70s. I don't even remember where I was at in the 70s. But I can say this. It's come to be a great program, and these guys behind me have stood with us. And all I know is we want to keep them down there in Frankfort. We want to keep them to represent us. And we're going to go back down there, and we're going to have lunch with them, and we're going to talk. We don't talk about lobbying. We don't do that. We got another word for that. But anyhow, both hands out, and we're going to be there. Thank you very much, and God bless all of you.
God bless you, Eugene. Box.
Thank you,
Come here a second. Hand that camera over here a second. Come here a second.
I think he wants you to come up.
Oh my goodness, I love him. He knows behind every good man is a woman.
Yeah. And I won't get in trouble for not mentioning it.
Now, I want to get him out of the doghouse. This really should be an award that is shared by 2 people, because every time that Eugene has come to Frankfort and brought seniors down, every time he's called Keith or I or Judge Rutherford, this lady right here, Gail, his wife, has been with him. And these people truly love the senior citizens of not only Blackberry McCarr, but they have worked so hard. I can't tell you how many times and how many hundred senior citizens from my county, my home county, that have been brought to Frankfort for the first time. People that may be the only opportunity they've ever had to see the state capitol. Eugene made that possible. And because of, and I shouldn't say this, but the first time I ran, Eugene was on the other side.
Yeah.
But I learned real quick.
Bad choice.
I learned real quick that you don't want Eugene on the other side. And let me tell you, you'll never find anybody that cares more than he does. And he came to Keith and I, and we appropriated $500,000 to build. Keith and I did this. Mm-hmm. And it may be the only time in Pike County that we've ever built a senior citizen center with coal severance tax money. And when I was first elected, the senior citizen center at Blackberry McCarr was a block building, and it was nice, but it was too small to meet the needs of a significant number of senior citizens that were served by that center. And Eugene came to Keith and I, and he lobbied tirelessly until that senior citizen center was built. And it's probably the nicest senior citizen center in Kentucky.
Amen.
And another idea that Eugene came to us, and he said, Ray, our senior citizens workers in Pike County have not had a raise in several years. And he said, our senior citizens employees may not be able to, we may not have the money to pay for their health insurance. So for the first time, to my knowledge, in the history of the coal severance tax program, Representative Hall and I appropriated coal severance tax money to help subsidize the senior citizen centers of Pike County. And a lot of folks in the liberal media, like the Herald Leader and others, have criticized using coal severance tax money to fund things like senior citizen centers and fire departments, things that people in urban areas take for granted. But let me tell you, the way I see it, the way Representative Hall sees it, and the way that this man right here, Judge Rutherford, sees it, that we agreed with Eugene Gibbs. Yeah. And that agreement was this: if anybody should benefit from the coal severance tax, it should be the men and women of the families of the miners who produce that coal. And I'm sure that the person that gets this award next year will be deserving, but nobody deserves this award more than my friend Eugene Gibbs. Thank you, brother.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let me say this. You all talk funny to me. I'm from Pike County, and you northerners and flatlanders and bluegrass people, you got a little different twang to your voice than we got. But I've been on the right side for 18 years. I came to his house when his girls played ball, and I refereed as a school board member. Eugene and Gail's always been with me. And Mommy, my girlfriend's out here. Gail's mommy is here today. And Dan, I remember going to their house. But what I want to say to you, you're in the land of Hatfield McCoy. You really are. I'm restoring the oldest house left standing, the 1922 home of Asa McCoy's grandson that was a Sears Roebuck store, put on a flatbed car in Chicago, Illinois, and shipped to DeLorme, West Virginia. Of course, Ace is the one they killed. and at the Blackberry Center, it looks like Devil Ance's old house. Got a big, broad porch, and the killing of Asa was, you can see it from there, Eugene, correctly. But I want to say this, and Carol Napier's sitting here too. There was a misstatement said, not on purpose. We've built 2 centers. Kemper is the second center that we've built. But I'm going to tell you why we built it. Because when these people come to Frankfort, my mommy is 75 years old. I ain't going to tell my mom no. My mom loves the seniors. My mom and her mother sold quilts and made quilts at the seniors. So when old Blue Eyes, as he calls me, gets beat on by Eugene, this guy's the general. He's got 2 boys big as mountains, Van and Dennis, and they're ex-military. I don't want to get hurt, but I want to tell you that I don't know of a bigger champion, a bigger mouth, a bigger voice than Eugene Gibbs. And you're right. When he's not saying it, Gail's saying it, and she'll be right there with him. But I don't, you know, I told Eugene last night, Eugene, I'll be there with bells on to your ceremony. He said, Creek boy, you really coming? I said, I wouldn't miss it, Eugene, for the world. But all I want to say is, in the words of Woodrow Wilson, he said these words, and I say this of Eugene Gibbs: a true leader, his ear is filled with the voices of his people. Eugene Gibbs, Judge Rutherford, Senator Jones, Representative Keith Hall, Carol Napier, we hear our people. We support our people. And God bless you all for being here to honor a good, humble Creek boy like Eugene Gibbs. God bless you all. Thank you. I mean, love you. Judge?
Folks, I think you've heard it all. Eugene Gibbs and Gail, not only for senior citizens, he is a community leader. And folks, sweat equity. If you know what that means, that's what built the center over there. These people went to work in the community. The community built that center. They didn't have enough money, Eugene, so they had to organize, and they had to bring people in that had the ability and the different crafts. And what a building that they build. But to Carl Napier, to you, I thank you, and I know your heart's in the same place, but they're right. These two people, when you got Eugene, you got a bargain, you got Gail, and folks, these folks have meant so much to this county and so much to the whole county. Folks, Eugene is chairman or president of the local board, and what a job he does in regard to that. He is an advocate for everything that everybody in this room stands for. Thank you all, and God bless.
Get a photo here, Judge.